Hello and welcome. So here in Newfoundland today, it's cold, it's windy, and it's raining. So I'm looking to make something a little bit warm and comforting for supper. So I'm going to make an Italian-inspired kind of minestrone soup. So it's got lots of vegetables. It's got your beans, so your protein right there, and it's got a really nice flavor of a homemade pesto that I will add towards the end of the soup. So to start, we need 1 medium onion chopped. I have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in my pot, so I'm going to put in my onion. Then I'll add 2 celery sticks finely chopped. Here I have a large carrot chopped. You could use 2 small or a medium and a small, but it comes to about a cup and a bit. So I'm going to fry the onion, the carrot, and the celery for about 5 to 7 minutes until things start to soften up a little bit. I'm going to add about a cup of green beans, and I've cut these in about an inch-sized pieces. 1 potato cut in cubes. 1 cup of shredded cabbage. I have here some spiralized zucchini. Now you don't need to spiralize your zucchini. I just saw this at the store yesterday and I thought it would be, kind of fun to put in there. But you could probably chop up 1 medium zucchini to add to your recipe. Or if you have a spiralizer, you could spiralize your zucchini. There's about 2 cups here. So I'm going to stir this around for a couple of minutes. Next, I'm going to add 1 can of mixed beans. So I just bought the Primo brand of mixed beans, and that's a 19-ounce can. I'm going to add that to my mixture. It's starting to look really good. And then I have 2 Roma tomatoes that I have chopped up nice and finely. Add that to my soup mixture. Mix it all around for a couple of minutes. I'm going to add 6 cups of chicken stock and a little sprinkle of pepper. I'm not going to add salt right now because my chicken stock had salt in it. So I'm going to wait until this soup cooks a bit more, and then I'll be able to adjust the salt to my tasting. I'm going to give this a little stir. Going to bring it to a boil. And then I will simmer it for 40 minutes. It's going to be delicious. It looks really good already. Now, while this is going to be cooking, we're going to make the pesto that will go into the soup towards the end of the cooking process. What I have here is about 20 fresh basil leaves. I have some Parmesan cheese, which is about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Not sure if you can see it in there, but I have 2 teaspoons of pine nuts, and I have 1 clove of garlic. Now you don't have to make your own pesto, but I had the ingredients, so I said why not? If you want to make your life a little simpler, then you can just buy pesto and add it to the end result. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. As you can see, I rarely measure things, so we'll see how that turns out. And I'm going to bring this to a pulse. A little bit, because some of it builds up on the sides. Smells really, really good. Mix this again. So here it is. That's going to be delicious. There we go. So this is looking great. The potatoes and the carrot and all the vegetables are cooked through. The next step now is to add some pasta. So I have about, this is the box that I got the pasta from. So I took about a quarter of a box of pasta, so about that much. I'm going to break it up into pieces and add it to my soup. And I guess the key here is not to add, so that comes to about maybe a half a cup of pasta, which will probably turn into about a cup. It'll double in size. You don't want to have so much pasta that it's going to soak up all of your water. So you just want to have a little bit. You can actually leave the pasta out completely if you want, or you can use any kind of pasta. I just like to use that one. So I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes until the pasta is cooked through. And then we will do our very last part of adding the pesto. So the pasta is cooked. Now I'm going to add my pesto that we made earlier. And I'd say this is probably equivalent to about 4 tablespoons, or about 1/4 cup. So if you're not making your own, then you can add about that much, just being really cautious of the salt content in some of the pestos. So if you're making your own, the salt is coming from the Parmesan cheese. So yeah, just you want to make sure that you don't want to over salt, and that's why I chose not to put any salt in my mixture today, because of the chicken stock. Okay, here we go. So if you had a smell sensor on this camera, you would be getting these wonderful aromas of the pesto and all of these lovely vegetables blended together. And it's perfect for a cold, wet, windy day like we're experiencing today in St. John's. So food is not only going to feed you physically, but it has to feed you on an emotional level as well. So on the days where you feel cold and you don't want to go out, then a nice warm soup full of nutrients and vegetables will do the trick to make you feel good. I hope you enjoy. If you'd like to look at more of my recipes, you can go on my website, which is healthcoachkelly.ca, and I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if you make this and you enjoy it. I'd love to hear how it turns out for you. Thanks for watching.